There's something you need to understand. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you success, confidence, or purpose. That's your job. And the first step to building the life you want, you must believe in yourself. That sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things you will ever do. Why? Because the world does not make belief easy. You will be doubted, you will face failure, you will encounter people who tell you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable. And worst of all, you will hear your own mind whispering the same lies. Self-doubt is a parasite. It grows quietly inside you, feeding on every failure, every setback, every criticism. If you let it take root, it will convince you that you are incapable, that success is for other people, that you are destined to stay exactly where you are. But here's the truth. Belief is a choice. It is something you must actively cultivate, not something that magically appears when things are going well. Before anything great is ever achieved, it is first imagined, it is first believed. Every skyscraper that stands tall, every masterpiece ever created, every innovation that has changed the world, all of it began in the mind of someone who believed it was possible before there was any proof. That's the foundation of achievement. Not talent, not luck, belief. Because without belief, nothing ever moves beyond the idea stage. Without belief, there is no effort, no persistence, no resilience. And without those things, success is impossible. The problem is most people never even take the first step because they don't believe they are capable. They convince themselves that success is for other people, that greatness is something you are born with, not something you build, that they don't have what it takes. And because they think that way, they never even try. But here's what you have to understand. Belief is not about having proof. Belief is about moving forward despite the absence of proof. Think about any great figure in history. Do you think they had a roadmap to success? Do you think they had guarantees that everything would work out? No. They started in the dark, just like you. The difference is they believed in the possibility of something greater even when nobody else did. They acted on that belief long before the results showed up. And because they moved with conviction, because they refused to let doubt control their actions, they created the proof they once lacked. Your belief in yourself has to come first. Not when you succeed, not when people start recognizing you, not when the circumstances become favorable, but right now, before the opportunity arrives, before the doors open, before anyone claps for you. Because if you don't believe in yourself first, why should anyone else? The truth is, the world will not hand you success. It will not validate you before you prove yourself. It will not stop testing you just because you're trying. In fact, the moment you start working towards something great, resistance will show up. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and people who doubt you. But the only thing that will carry you through is your belief, not just in the goal, but in your ability to achieve it. When you lack belief, you hesitate, you procrastinate. You allow fear to dictate your choices. You settle. And once you settle, you start shrinking into a version of yourself that is smaller than what you are truly capable of. That's why most people never reach their full potential. They don't fail because they are incapable. They fail because they don't believe enough to keep going. But belief is not something you are born with. It is something you develop. And the way you develop it is through action. The more you push through discomfort, the more you overcome challenges, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable, the stronger your belief becomes. Confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the reward for doing the work despite uncertainty. So if you are waiting to believe in yourself, stop waiting. Choose to believe now. Not because it's easy, not because you have all the answers, but because the alternative is a life of regrets, a life of what-ifs, a life where you never realize your true potential. And that is a far greater failure than any temporary setback you may experience along the way. You are capable of more than you think. You have untapped strength, untapped resilience, untapped brilliance inside you. But none of it will be unlocked unless you first believe. And if you do, if you hold on to that belief, even when it gets hard, one day you will look back and realize that every success you achieved, every challenge you overcame, every victory you claimed, all started with a simple decision to believe in yourself before anyone else did. Self-doubt is not something you are born with. It is something you learn. And if it can be learned, that means it can also be unlearned. But here's the problem. Most people don't realize that their self-doubt was conditioned into them over time. It came from experiences, failures, disappointments, criticism. It came from the voices of others, teachers who underestimated them, parents who projected their own fears, friends who discouraged them. Over time, those voices became internalized. The doubts that started as whispers became their own thoughts, their own beliefs. And once a belief is accepted as truth, it becomes reality. Think about it. How many times have you talked yourself out of something before even trying? How many times have you convinced yourself you weren't ready, you weren't talented enough, or that it was pointless to even start? That's not reality, that's conditioning. That's years of programming teaching you to limit yourself before the world even gets a chance to do it. But here's what you have to understand. Self-doubt is not a reflection of your true potential. It is a habit of thought. A habit created by repetition. And like any habit, it can be broken, but you have to make the choice to break it. You have to recognize that those thoughts of doubt are not facts. They are opinions you have been taught to believe, and opinions can be changed. The first step in unlearning self-doubt is awareness. Pay attention to how often you talk yourself down. Pay attention to the excuses you make, the fears that stop you from taking action. Challenge them. Where did those thoughts come from? Who put them there? And more importantly, are they true? If you tell yourself you're not good enough, ask yourself, says who? If you tell yourself you can't do something, ask yourself, have you actually tried? Or are you basing your belief on past failures and assumptions? The second step is to take action despite the doubt. Most people think confidence comes first, and then they act. That's not how it works. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the willingness to act in spite of it. Every time you take action, even when you don't feel ready, even when you don't feel capable, you weaken the grip of self-doubt. You start proving to yourself that you are more capable than you thought. And the more you prove it, the more your belief in yourself grows. Over time, the voice of doubt gets quieter. It loses its power because now you have real evidence, not opinions, not assumptions, but proof that you can succeed. But none of this happens if you keep feeding the habit of self-doubt, if you keep letting it stop you from trying, if you keep accepting it as truth instead of challenging it. If you want to break free from doubt, you have to do the one thing doubt doesn't want you to do. Take action anyway. And here's the truth. You will fail sometimes. You will make mistakes. But failure is not proof that you're incapable. It is proof that you are learning, that you are growing, that you are moving forward. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. They didn't let doubt paralyze them. They kept going, and that is why they succeeded. So the question is, are you willing to break the habit of self-doubt? Are you willing to stop believing the lies you've been telling yourself? Are you willing to take action, even when it feels uncomfortable? Because if you are, everything can change. You were not born to doubt yourself. You were born with unlimited potential. And if you start challenging those doubts, if you start replacing them with action, if you start proving to yourself that you are stronger than your fears, then one day you will look back and realize that the only thing that was ever holding you back was a lie. And you refuse to believe it anymore. Belief is not just a feeling. It's not just a thought in your head that magically leads to success. Belief is built through responsibility. When you take full ownership of your life, your actions, your decisions, your mistakes, your growth, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Because responsibility forces you to face reality. It forces you to grow. It forces you to become the person you are meant to be. Most people struggle with belief, not because they are incapable, but because they refuse to take full responsibility for their lives. They make excuses. They blame their circumstances. They wait for someone else to come and fix their problems. And every time they do that, they weaken their belief in themselves. Because if you tell yourself that your success depends on things outside of your control, then you are admitting that you have no power. And once you believe you have no power, you stop trying. You accept mediocrity. You accept less than what you deserve. But the truth is, you are responsible for where you are in life. That may be a hard pill to swallow, but it is the most empowering truth you will ever accept. Because if you are responsible for where you are, that means you also have the power to change it. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. The moment you take full responsibility is the moment you reclaim control over your future. Responsibility is the foundation of belief because it forces you to take action. And action is what builds confidence. The more you hold yourself accountable, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable, the more you stop making excuses, the more you see what you are truly capable of. When you start setting goals and following through, when you start owning your failures instead of blaming others, when you start pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, something shifts inside you. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to respect yourself. And that is where real belief comes from. Not from external validation, not from luck, but from proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Think about it. The people who are most confident in life, the ones who walk with certainty, the ones who succeed at the highest levels, what do they all have in common? They take responsibility. They don't sit around waiting for things to happen. They don't waste time complaining about what they can't control. They focus on what they can do, and they do it. That is why they believe in themselves. Because they have built a track record of showing up, doing the work, and making things happen. And you can do the same. But it starts with a decision to stop looking for excuses. A decision to stop blaming the past. A decision to stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. The only way to strengthen your belief is to start taking responsibility today. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more allowing fear to keep you stuck. You have dreams, you have goals, and you have the ability to achieve them, but only if you are willing to take ownership of your journey. No one else is coming to do it for you. This is your life, your responsibility, your destiny. And when you embrace that fully, when you commit to holding yourself accountable every single day, you will realize that belief is not something you wish for. It is something you create. Motivation is overrated, it's unreliable, it comes and goes. One day you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world. The next day you don't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation to achieve your goals, you'll never be consistent. You'll never be great. Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unpredictable. But discipline, that's where true power lies. Discipline is the difference between those who succeed and those who only dream. It is what keeps you moving forward when you don't feel like it. It is what pushes you to do the work when no one is watching, when the excitement is gone, when the results aren't showing up fast enough. Discipline is what separates the best from the rest. Because the truth is, you won't always feel like doing the hard things. You won't always feel like grinding. But discipline makes you do it anyway. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they are waiting to feel motivated. They think they need to be inspired to take action. They wait for the perfect moment, the right mood, the external push that will get them going. And because motivation is temporary, they start and stop over and over again, never gaining momentum, never seeing real progress. Oh, that's why they stay stuck. But those who are disciplined, they don't wait. They don't negotiate with their feelings. They don't let their mood dictate their actions. They set a goal, they commit to it, and they show up no matter what. Rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not. They get it done because they understand that results don't come from doing something when it's easy. Results come from doing it when it's hard. Think about an athlete training for a championship. Do you think they wake up every morning feeling excited to train? Do you think they always feel like pushing their body to its limit? No, but they do it anyway. Because they know that success is not about feelings, it's about discipline. It's about building habits that keep you moving forward, even on the days when you don't want to. That's the mindset you need to develop. If you want to be successful in anything, whether it's fitness, business, relationships, or personal growth, you have to commit to showing up daily, regardless of how you feel. Your feelings are irrelevant. Your discipline is everything. And here's the secret. The more disciplined you become, the less motivation you need. Because discipline creates habits, and habits remove the need for motivation. When something becomes part of your identity, part of your daily routine, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to fight yourself to do it, you just do it. So stop waiting to feel ready, stop waiting for motivation to strike, stop making excuses about why you can't start today. Start now. Commit to discipline. Commit to doing the work no matter what, because motivation may get you started, but discipline is what will keep you going, and in the end, discipline is what will make you unstoppable. Most people go through life never realizing how much they are truly capable of. They settle for less, not because they lack potential, but because they don't believe in it. They let fear, doubt, and past failures define them. But the truth is, your potential is far greater than you realize. You have within you the ability to achieve things beyond your wildest imagination. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your belief in what's possible. The problem is society conditions us to think small. From an early age, we are told to be realistic, to not dream too big, to play it safe. We are taught that success is reserved for a select few, that talent is something you either have or you don't. But that is a lie. Success is not about talent. It is about belief, effort, and persistence. Every great achiever in history started as an ordinary person. The difference is they refused to accept limitations. They refused to let their circumstances dictate their future. They understood that potential is not something given, it is something developed. Think about the times in your life when you accomplished something you never thought you could. Maybe it was passing a difficult exam, getting through a tough situation, or achieving a goal that once seemed impossible. In that moment, you proved to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Now imagine if you applied that same mindset to every area of your life. Imagine if you stopped placing limits on yourself. Imagine if you truly believed that you could accomplish anything you set your mind to. What would your life look like? The only thing keeping you from unlocking your full potential is the limits you place on yourself. Your brain is powerful. It will find a way to achieve whatever you tell it is possible. But if you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that success is for other people, you will never push yourself beyond where you are now. On the other hand, if you start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you can figure things out no matter what, your mind will work in your favor. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who stay stuck is not intelligence or background, it is mindset. It is the willingness to challenge yourself, to step outside of your comfort zone, to embrace failure as a stepping stone instead of a roadblock. Growth happens when you push past the point where most people quit. Your greatest achievements are on the other side of your fears, your doubts, and your excuses. You have unlimited potential, but you have to take responsibility for unlocking it. No one is going to do it for you. No one is coming to push you to greatness. You have to make the decision to believe in yourself, to put in the work, and to refuse to settle for less than you are capable of. So from this moment forward, stop underestimating yourself. Stop waiting for permission to be great. Stop letting fear and doubt control your life. You are powerful beyond measure. You are capable of incredible things. But you must believe it, and you must act on it. Because once you do, you will realize that the only limits that ever existed were the ones you placed on yourself.